Before we begin, tap that subscribe button. More tales like this are waiting to find you. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. Where Time Whispered. In a quiet corner of the world, where the tall pine trees whispered secrets to the wind and silver streams danced like ribbons through the valley, there sat a small village. Not much happened there. Birds sang, leaves rustled, and the sun poured golden light on cobbled streets that always seemed to know your footsteps before you did. But at the very center of this peaceful place stood a crooked little shop, covered in ivy, with windows fogged from the warmth inside. That was where Elias lived, the clockmaker. He was an old man with kind eyes and quiet hands. In his shop, time didn't just pass, it spoke. Tick by tick, the clocks told stories, remembered birthdays, echoed lullabies. No advertisements, no signboards, just a soft glow in the window and the gentle ticking of time. And still, people came. Chapter 2. The Man Who Wanted the Secret One. Autumn morning, the village air buzzed with something strange. A visitor. A man arrived in a fine coat, stepping out of a polished carriage with boots that tapped like they owned the road. A merchant from the city. He marched into Elias's shop, eyes darting around at the clocks as if measuring them in gold. "These are incredible," he said. "I've never seen craftsmanship like this." Elias gave a soft nod, continuing to polish brass gear. "I want to know your secret," the merchant said. "Name your price, teach me, and I'll make you rich." Elias finally looked up, his voice calm as still water. "The secret," he said, "it's not something I can sell. I love what I do. That's all." The merchant frowned. "Love? That doesn't make a business." Elias smiled, warm and unshaken. "No, but it makes the work matter." And with that, the merchant left, empty-handed and more confused than when he arrived. But someone else had been watching. He walked away, still chasing gold. But someone else had been watching. Before you find out who, make sure you subscribe, not just for this story, but for the ones still waiting to be told. Chapter 3. The Girl in the Window. Lyra was her name, a girl with tangled hair and bare feet, who'd been wandering the village edges, alone. No parents, no home, just wide eyes and wonder. She had passed Elias's shop many times, drawn by the soft ticking and the warmth spilling through the windows. One evening, just as the sun dipped below the hills, she pushed open the creaky wooden door and stepped inside. She didn't speak. She just watched. Day after day, she returned, quiet as a shadow, listening, observing, breathing in the magic of the clocks. And one evening, her voice finally found its way out. "You don't just make clocks," she said. "You make moments." Elias paused. Then he smiled, the kind of smile that comes when someone sees your heart for the first time. If you're still here, subscribe now, because stories like this, they were made for you. Chapter 4. A Clock with a Heartbeat. Elias didn't teach her with diagrams or blueprints. He taught her stories. "This gear," he said one day, "turns smoother when you're gentle. You have to treat it like a memory." Another day, he held up a bell. "If you're feeling sad, this chime won't ring true. It needs joy." Lyra listened. She learned, not just how to build clocks, but how to feel them. When she built her first one, it didn't look like Elias's. It was smaller, softer, painted blue like the sky. And when it ticked, it didn't just mark time. It sang. Elias laughed. "You've already gone further than I ever dreamed." And in that moment, he knew his time was not ending. It was becoming something new. Chapter 5. When the ticking faded, time moved on, as it always does. The days grew shorter, Elias moved slower, and one morning, the village woke to silence. No ticking, no soft glow from the shop. Elias had passed gently in his sleep, like a clock winding down with grace. The villagers gathered. They came not for service or sales, but to remember the man who gave them more than time. He gave them a presence, feeling, love. Inside the shop, all was still, except for one small clock, Lyra's. It ticked, quietly, like a heartbeat. Chapter 6. The Keeper of Time. Lyra stayed. She didn't try to remake Elias's clocks. She made her own. Clocks that danced, clocks that sang, clocks that whispered lullabies to lonely children. People came again. Travelers, dreamers, merchants too. And when they asked, "How do you make them like this?" she only smiled. "I love it," she said. "That's where it begins." And so the village, still nestled between whispering pines and silver streams, kept breathing in rhythm. Because in one little shop, time wasn't just measured, it felt, and love still kept it ticking. Final narration. The greatest work doesn't come from skill alone. It comes from love. If this story moved you and felt something, subscribe for timeless tales.